Community Interview Project, Bridget Wadley, Spring Semester 218, Death and Dying, Soc 203, OLA, OLB, Jennifer Fails, 5418. This community interview project has showed me that even with people that you believe you know so well, there are things and stories that have yet to be told. Diving into emotional topics allows an individual to open up and to trust you, and may get yourself thinking as well. The man I interviewed was Loyal Spalding, an 81-year-old man who was a teacher for over 40 years. His wife recently passed in January of 2017. I figured some topics would be tough on him, but he never shed a tear. I learned more about how his father passed, how he has some distress in hospitals, and how he views the act of dying at home near death important. Many, including Loyal and myself, think that when one is at the end of their life, dying amongst loved ones in their own home and not in a hospital is the best way to go. One wants to be in a familiar setting and not in an uncomfortable one. He also views that individuals, as well as animals, shouldn't have to suffer. If one wants to die, and a team of doctors finds it suitable considering their condition and quality of life, an individual should have that right. I also believe this, and it goes with if a person is on life support and they don't have good quality of life left, the plug should be pulled. We talk about these controversial issues in class, and the fact is, everyone has their own opinion. It is not necessarily right or wrong. I feel as though if you watch a loved one suffer, or you're suffering yourself, you may change your mind. Suicide by itself, if due to a poor reason, like the individual just had a breakup or lost a job, is not okay. Loyal taught his students in school that if you are thinking about suicide, wait a day. Also, that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. His own son committed suicide, and that may sway his opinion. He also has thought about himself committing suicide, especially after his wife died. He did, however, promise his wife that he would never do that like their son. He feels that she would be kicking his butt until eternity, but also she is most likely in heaven, and if you do listen to the Bible, read it, then it says that if you kill yourself and die instead of natural causes, then you would most likely go to hell, and in this case, he wouldn't see her. He states that he was so depressed after his wife died, but I lighted up his whole life and brought him out of a state of depression. He says, Mal, his beloved angel, sent me to him. Loyal is a very wise, very educated man with lots of wisdom and stories to share. I learned a lot from him as well as in the class with death and dying. Though the topics may have been hard for him to work through, even though he didn't show it emotionally, he lighted up a cigarette a few times to de-stress. I have learned that he has everything in place for when he dies, and he is not scared of it. He was taught when he was young not to fear death, and was told to touch dead people when going to wakes so you aren't scared. He reports that they were just cold and waxy. He then repeated the same thing to his children, getting them to touch dead people. I can honestly say my mom protected me throughout my life, and the first person I saw dead was Loyal's wife. Loyal is prepared for death, and this class as well as the interview has shown me that you are never too young or too old to get a will or advance directive. You can pass at any age, and it is important to save lots of fighting between loved ones, hospital workers, and family members. This was an eye-opening and educational experience. Thanks for watching!